get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always. It's been a long day, I mean a long week, maybe a long year, so let's get something clear. We're gonna stock up on some party favors later on. Tell everybody they're invited, you should come along. Best to bring your good foot, ladies gonna be dancing on the ceiling. Cocky and appealing, possibly revealing, getting sideways like a bridesmaid as she vibrate. If you a lightweight, hope you hydrate. We gon' tip the bottles back, busting out the fat sacks. People wearing costumes, chewing on a mushroom, something like a wonderland. Understand? Going down the rabbit hole with my kinfolk to another land. Damn, I said we do it like this. Magic carpet riders on some third eye shit. Mr. Pine Cones come a long, long way, so everybody get sideways. Sing it. I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways. Pass the bottle back my way. Everybody's getting sideways.
They say all legends are formed in fire. Well, some are formed at MEXC. And if you sign up in the link in my description below, that's going to help me out tremendously. Thank you. What's going on, believers? And Tracy. I'm Tracy. You're Tracy. We're all Tracy. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great evening. My name is Bleaves. Welcome to Bedtime with Bleaves. Family Z is in the house. Guys, let's give it up for Family Z. He has been, he's been taking charge for us. You know, the video, you know. Hope everybody is having a great evening. And if you look at the charts, there's reason for you to be having a great evening. Ethereum is on a run right now. By the way, if you are looking to make any kind of plays on Ethereum, then I would recommend that you take your profit somewhere near this 1355. We may not even see that. You see here that around 1350 seems to be a point that we get rejected every single time. So it looks like maybe we touch it one more time. If we touch it one more time, we don't go up, then it might be time for you to take your profits and then let it come back down, because it looks like it's just really kind of channeling right here. Now, if you can see here from what we've been talking about this bear pennant. We've seen that it's broken out of that for a few hours now. On the 4 hours, then we can look at it and we can see that we've had a couple hours of confirmation. However, when we zoom in, we see that we didn't really get the actual breakouts on it, because this one was trading inside here. We need another couple of hours before we really get confirmation of a breakout. And if this goes over this 50-day EMA, then it's a very good sign. It's a very good sign what's going on in crypto tonight. You can see the same thing is happening in Bitcoin right now. For the last bunch of hours, we've minted some serious green candles. And again, it's a little more pronounced when you look at Bitcoin right now, but you can see here that we've had a tremendous sort of breakout. Now, what does that mean for the entire crypto market? Well, if we are if we're pumping, then for a long time, Luna Classic's been dumping, right? And the same thing when the DXY has been coming down, which we're seeing it starting to come down now, then Luna Classic is also coming down, and we see Luna Classic's doing the same. Now, when we look at it this way on the 1 hour chart for Luna Classic, then you see that we are in a parallel channel. So we really are sitting in a pretty good spot right now. I get the feeling that we are in a pretty good spot, right? It looks like we've got some support going across here. Not sure exactly how this, we'll have to take a second or two to kind of, figure out. I think maybe right about here is probably the best spot to say. So it's not really going down. It's not really going up. It's a very, very tight channel. That does mean that there's going to be a breakout to the upside. And here's what matters, right? Number one, the volume. Volume is now up to 2.26 billion earlier today was 2.28 billion. When we were talking earlier, it was 1.8 billion, but it was in the billions. It's up 300%. And we look over here at USTC, and it's up 385%. When we go take a quick look over at the Luna Classic Penguins, then we see that we are at 1.861 billion burned, 1.2 million USTC burned. And I think that what we're running into right now, in so much as we're running into stuff, it is, I think that the burn, nothing really substantial has been really implemented so far, other than we're starting to see a little bit of people wanting to get in on it again. So I do feel like we're on our way to that next leg up one more time. This time, I do think that in short order, we're probably going to have a breakout pretty soon. Remember, the last time we did this, it took, was this 2 days? Roughly 2 days. The first time, it took a little bit longer. Second time, didn't take nearly as long. Third time, it was really short that we got there. So if we consider this might be a nice kind of long move, maybe we'll get it for a few more hours. Then we're going to get a nice little pump. Then we'll get a little bit of accumulation again. Maybe we'll see the same thing that we saw over here. Now, if we do that, then we got to start looking at where are we, how is it trending, and it's going to be higher than where we were before. So not only is it going to be higher than where we were before, it's going to be with less tokens than we had before, because now we're starting to effectively burn. And if you start to look at the supplies, you look at the supply and you see this is what's going on in the burn wallet, and you see it continue to rise, and it keeps going and going and going. Then you look over here and you see the circulating supply. Circulating supply really has been going up. Now, we haven't experienced we really haven't experienced a lower supply yet. So let's go back here just a little bit, and we can talk September 7th. We had a nice little run, right? We had 6.588 trillion supply. Today, 6.594 trillion supply. So that's still kind of a lot. And we're getting more supply getting thrust back into the chain as opposed to being pulled out of the circulating supply at this point, because we've still got other tokens along the way. Now we come over here to the notifications here, and we can see Luna Classic burns, and we can see still significant burns, but circulating supply, we're still getting old tokens that are being added back in. 4 million here, 4 million here, 3 million here, 3.2 million here, 4.7 million here. So we're seeing the circulating supply continue to rise, and then we're seeing the total supply continue to diminish. Now, at some point, those two are going to meet, and that's what we're looking at, is when those two meet, when those two kind of have a little clash together, if you will. That's when we're really going to start to see some sort of significant movement, or at least that's what we expect. We expect to see a little bit of movement going into that. So that's where everything is right now. You see here, Luna has cooled off dramatically, but it also in the same fashion. As a matter of fact, when you look at Luna, you can see here, and I think they're gonna run together, right? So if we did this and we did this, then we can kind of see that it's doing a little bit more. It's doing this little parallel, this disjointed symmetrical triangle, and leading to potential breakout in the next few hours. So if I'm a betting man, then I would say sometime in the next few hours we're going to see at least a little bit of a breakout in the Luna Classic chart, because some of these people that are looking at it right now were not available to look at it until today, because that announcement from Binance that they would be burning the 0.1% is it happened pretty late in the day. Now, the only bad piece is, as you can see right here, and this is not a bad thing overall. This is actually a great thing overall. But the bad thing for Luna Classic right now is that Bitcoin is starting to get on a run. When we started this a few hours ago, Bitcoin was trading at 19,000. It's now up to almost 19,500, and this is pumping towards the top. And now we're at that number 1,350 on Ethereum. So if you're looking to make a trade of any sort, then this is your probable top right here. This has been, as you can look over here and you can see this, you can see this, and you can see this, running through 1350 right now has been something of a struggle. So it's entirely possible that we see both of these tokens rise. It's also possible that we see it start to cascade back down and consolidate just a little bit more. But it looks like we're in the middle of that breakout. Now, going back to what we have been looking at, and we looked at it a little bit this morning, and I think that we need to take one more look so that everybody has a real clear kind of look here at the return percentages on Bitcoin monthly. And you can see right here, like this is where we're headed. This is where we are, which is September. And you can see here that out of the 10 months of September, by the way, this was 4.7% earlier today. It's down to 3.08. But during, as you can see right here, through all of these, 8 of these 10 have been red. And over here in August, you can see that 6 out of these 10 have been red as well, which means that these are very bad months for trading. However, October here, you see there's 10 possible, well, there's 9 possible right now, but 7 of them have been green. And then over here in November, 6 of them have been green. And over here, it's basically a toss-up at this point. I don't want to say, you can see here that there's December looks like it's very volatile. When you come up and down here, you're looking at 47%, but you're down 19%, down 5, down 5, up 38, up 30, up 14, down 15, down 34. So there's a lot of volatility. We're still looking at a very volatile market, but we're now closing on what October is going to be like. And if October is any indication, if these numbers are really any indication, then you can look at this and you can say that's 48, that's 80, 100, 150, 145, 250 over 9. It's an average of almost 30-point increase. Like this is legitimately an average of about 28 points to the positive in October. And if we take that into consideration right here, and we just say that Ethereum is going to run 28% in October. Well, if we take it that we're at 1351 now times 1.28, it gives us a run up to 1,729. If we do the same thing for Bitcoin and we say that it's at 19,500 right now times 1.28, then that's going to put it at 24,960. This is a significant moment right now where we can start to see some of these profits and some of these problems that we've been experiencing a little while in the market start to relieve themselves again. It's been, I mean, we can all see it. It's been a dramatic struggle in this market. It's obviously we're very early. It's trying to find its way basically, and it's going to probably run a little bit. And if it runs, and if it really does run, then this is where we need to start looking, by the way, just so everybody is clear here. And we're going to get back to Terrarium in just a moment, but we need to really kind of take a zoom out here and look at up here is where we've been having the big struggle over the long term, right? So we're going to do this on the 4-hour, probably be a little bit easier to see, but we can see right here, we have moved that somehow or another. I have moved that way too far off. And then let's come down here and let's do the same thing. And we want to touch the points of contact. All right, so that looks to be about right. Now we want to look at it again. And we want to see right here. So we have an opportunity for a breakout. And we're over the 50 EMA right now, which means that we're probably going to move this 10 over the 50. And if that's the case, then we're going from, where are we at here on the low? Let's just assume the low right here is going to be our low locally, 18,631, or up to 19,400. So we're up a good percentage so far. So from here to here has been so far 5% lift, but to get to where we want to get, which is up here, it's about a 10% lift. So that's kind of where we want this to go. Then we want to be able to test this and use it as support a couple times, and then we want to have that break to the upside. And it's no coincidence that it's going to be right about here, which, as you can see, across the board has been a struggle area. We've used it as support, we've used it as resistance, we've used it as both. Then we used it as consolidation line, and then here we are again. So we'll see how this whole thing plays out, but it looks like early on. It looks like we're going to get a little bit of relief. So if you are or have not yet figured out your strategy, figure out your strategy now. Get yourself ready. As the French say, get your shit together, because now you're in a spot where you need to know exactly what you're going to do next. What are you going to do if the market starts pumping? What are you going to do if the market starts dumping? And most of my holding is going to be in Ethereum. So, my strategy right here is going to be when I get to 1410, I figure this right here, if we can if we push through this through 1355 and we get here, then I'm probably not going to move on that. But if we get up to 1410, I'm going to take profit, because I do believe that would cause a retracement back to 1350, and then I'll load up again at 1350. That will allow me to accumulate. That would look to be maybe another half an Ethereum, right? And then once that move is made, if we can start to make some headway towards 1500 and we can get up over this, then this is there's a big gap right here, and you can see right here there's probably a line that we're going to be fighting, and it's going to be right. That's perfectly it. 1450 is going to be the next big line that we're going to have a big fight on. It's going to be 1450 right there. So that 1450 line could also be one where we do the same thing. But we've got a little bit of time. October, hopefully, is going to be just a really good month, and that's going to be my strategy. Now, we're going to go back over here. And what is my strategy over here for Terra Station? Well, I have 118 USTC to go with my 852. So I have about 1,000, roughly speaking. I've got 3 days before I have to withdraw from all nodes before I do anything. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull everything and then decide where I want to stake. And then I believe I'm going to stake with Vegas because that's probably the play for this moment. And until October 26th, by the way, we're not going to have anybody else who's able to sign up. So I'm delegated right now to Vegas Validator, and I'm delegated to all nodes. But I do think that all nodes probably has a little bit too much voting power, and I'm not sure that they're 100% on my team with me. They've abstained on a couple things that I think they should have voted yes on. So that being said, I probably want to maybe make a different move or a different play. I'm not sure yet, so we'll see what happens. But that's where I'm going with it right now. There's no point in which I'm going to pull out and take any profits on Terra Luna at this point. What I'm doing is playing this as the long game. This is that long-term hold. There's nothing that I can do right now that affects that price in a way that's substantial enough for me to change. It's not going to be life-changing. It's not going to be something that's gigantic. So that's what I plan on doing. So, Tim Nation, thank you for the $5 bomb. Believes, what's the reason the floor price on the Wagme NFTs rising so quickly? Looking good. So, for anybody who pays attention, by the way, I do some business with a company called Wagme. We are going to make it, and that Wagme, by the way, is about to have just some crazy look. If you like tower defense, I'm a big time tower defense guy, and you can see here from Wagme Games. I've been involved in the beta for a while, and this is Wagme. And then you can, if you want to play, by the way, you have to have a Wagme. The beta's open now. But used to have like a Wagme Genesis NFT, and there's only 3,022 of the Wagme Genesis NFTs. And full disclosure, I own 3 of them. And if you own a Wagme Genesis NFT, when they launch, then you get paid money from all of the sales that they have on their store. That being said, that ends up being a very big deal, and that makes the Genesis NFTs incredibly valuable, at least in my mind, right? So if they did, let's say the profit that we split was 200,000, and we divided it 3,022 ways. That means that everybody gets $66. Now that's not a lot, but I have 3 of them, so times 3 means I get $200 a month if they generate $200,000 in revenue. But if they generate $1,000 in revenue, then times 3, I'm going to be getting $1,000 a month off of my 3 Wagme NFTs. But what if they do? And by the way, as a tower defense game on the Android Android and iOS Play stores or Google Play, uh, there's a lot of revenue opportunity. Now, let's imagine they do $5 million a month and they split that one 3,022 ways, and they're only doing a small percentage of the proceeds that are coming back to the Genesis NFT people, but that's 3 of them, and that's $4,963 a month. So potentially speaking, if this game gets on a run, which you never know what's going to happen, obviously, but that's why, Tim, you're seeing the value start to go up, because people are really starting to realize how much money you can probably make with the Wagme NFTs. I put mine up for sale, by the way. You can see here, believes.eth, and you can see here I have 1, 2, 3 of them. And by the way, I got a Volta Dragon. I got a couple of Hulks. I got a couple of Banana Task Force. I got a Starlink. I got a Cyborgs. I don't know what the fuck that is. Somebody sent it to me just out of nowhere. And then I have one for myself, which I was going to use at some point as a um, for Ethereum, for my icon on Twitter at some point. But these are the ones that I have right now. But each one of these is potentially worth a pretty significant amount, and I get people offering me like 100 or something dollars. I was getting $600 at one point not too long ago. So I do feel like once we sweep the floor and people start buying these up a little bit more, they're all sold out, by the way. But you can see right here, the lowest price right now is 1.1 Ethereum. And from there, you can see that it just goes up and up and up and up and up. And then, within a page here, it's up to 10 Ethereum. So some of these are not for sale, by the way. So it's not everybody who's putting them up for sale. But I mean, when you look at that floor price, it's pretty significant. So that's why this thing is pumping the way that it is. People are starting to realize how much money this potentially is. So yeah, it's I do think that I do think that Wagme is a very big deal, and I think that it's going to be worth a whole lot. Uh-oh, did we show Young Bleaves? Uh-oh, no shit. Haha. Oh, you want to see Young Bleaves? We can do that. I actually have a picture of Young Bleaves. Where is it? My mother sent me a picture of me at like 18 months old or something like that. Oh, wait, here we go. Here is Young Bleaves. And his son. That is my now 22-year-old son. when I was when he was just a baby, I guess. I'm feeling good about Shift Token. I'm a little annoyed by the fact that they don't have, they don't really, the product doesn't work the way that they want, and I know that they're working hard on it. But I mean, uh, I want just what everybody wants. You know what I mean? I want that thing to work perfectly. I want it to work, and I want it to work within the next couple of days because I want to see that. I want to see that partnership come to fruition perfectly well, and that'd be really good. You know what I mean? Like I think that that's going to be really, really, really good for all parties involved. So yeah, I think that that's going to be. I think it's going to be a pretty big deal. And then let's see. I had one where I was just a baby, but guess I don't have that anymore. We can do gym life. Here we go. That's gym life with the goat of hats. That was when the um that was with the yeah, and I did a lot of powerlifting. But that's with when oh my god, the Blackhawks were winning lots of titles and doing it and doing it and doing it well. So yeah, that's what we were doing. Okay, so Ethereum has hit past 1355. So if you're doing like me and you're holding and waiting for that next big run, then it looks like it might be on. Now that of course is causing that continued consolidation on the Luna Classic price, but this is what we need. This is what the market really needs right now is we need this thing. And by the way, everybody that told you that was going to break to the downside, please tell them kiss your ass. You watched Believes and you knew that it was going to break to the upside. Just remind them and look at Bitcoin go. Holy shit. Bitcoin's starting to have a nice move. Now we want to get Bitcoin up here into this 20,500 level. Again, this we're not fixing anything. Crypto is not out of the woods yet. Crypto's still got some more and probably some tremendous downside still to go. But right now, we're starting to see a nice little pump happen. And that will apply to a lot of these different tokens over here. As a matter of fact, you can see that a lot of these tokens are starting to get that move um, over here. So we got Wagme going up 15%. By the way, Wagme also, if you didn't watch on, let's go over here. Wagme's got a new, where we at here? I don't know if the new trailer came out yet, but the real deal, always great conversation with top tier projects. Make sure to tune in. This is one of their this is the game talk show. So you're gonna by the way, you're gonna start seeing here's the important part for those of you that don't know about Wagme real quick. Just this is what's gonna make a big deal here. Um, so they're gonna be doing tournaments and stuff like that on Twitch, and they've already partnered with some of the biggest Twitch players that are going to be participating in tournaments. So you really got to look at this thing and just understand that it's about to get a little bit crazy. Hours ago, the floor price on this thing was 2 ETH. So there's a lot of there's a lot of people that are waiting, and this right here is supposed to be a pretty big deal. This is from Ian Bentley. He is the founder here. Thanks to Apple for the official permission to set a course directly for the moon. We already built in our projections with the platform fees, so we good. Mobile first strategy about to pay off big time. Packing my bags now. So, in case you didn't know, about 2 months ago, the Wagme beta was due to launch, and it did not launch. It did not launch because they wanted it to look way better than what it looked. They thought that what they were bringing to the table was not what they felt was best for business. So they did not bring it to the table. And that being said, they took 2 months to try to dress up the graphics a little bit, try to make it, just give it a nice polish, make it shine. They want people to be floored when they see it. And one of the things that did happen is that people were floored, but it was from Diablo Immortal. That's what kind of dropped some jaws, because you didn't see stuff like that really on these platforms. So now now they wanted to be able to compete. They wanted it to look really good. Now that it looks really good, in their opinion, they're going to be ready to launch. And it's, I think, 4 or 5 days. I mean, don't hold me to that, because I don't know for certain. They're keeping it close to the vest, exactly what day it is that it's going to launch. But they said the beginning of October. So I have no reason to doubt them. So I think the beginning of October is what it's going to be. And that being said, this is going to be one of those moments where, like, wow, you know what I mean? And look at Ethereum is taking off right now, guys. And so is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is pumping super hard, which is great to see. So we did break to the upside. And by the way, look at this. We literally picked the arrows. This is the time frame for the breakout, and the breakout is happening exactly where we predicted. God, I love being me. That's super kick-ass. These are the kind of breakouts that you want to see, guys. So, hopefully we'll see this continue its way up here. There's going to be some profit taking. It looks like this is like right here, 19.5. Seems to be like a profit area, but it looks like they're fighting their way through it and going through some pumps. So it looks like there might be a lot of people going long right now. So, and then over here on Ethereum, Control R. Let's get a refresh. We didn't get quite to this number right here to reaccumulate, but it did pump, and it did get us to, what is that, 1379? Yeah, so 1372. The question is, does it keep pumping? That's the $1 million question at this point, is, are we going to keep pumping right now, or is this going to be the end? So we'll see how this plays out. Luna, on the other hand, you can see here that we've got that green playing out right now. So we know that it's moving on its way back up. But, question is, how long is this going to play out? And maybe 30-minute candles might give you a better idea. Maybe it'll look a little bit better. 15-minute candles kind of show you. We can use chandelier here and just see what our buys are looking like. Well, our buy came in all the way down here. We haven't had a sell yet. So, that it definitely kicked in at the right spot down here at the bottom. But so we're sitting here. It looks like we might mint a red candle on the 1 hour if it keeps dropping like it is. But, let's see what happens. All right. Now, while we're at it over here, Wagme is up 15% at 34.52. By the way, just so you guys can see Wagme, this is one of those tokens that just, like, it was about 2x from where it is right now. But there is Wagme. This is the one now. Let me see here. Yeah. So this is the old Wagme before they launched version 2. And when you come over here and you look, you can see right here, like these guys were in a massive spot up here. My bag, which is, I think like $2,000 right now. My bag at one point on this thing was something like $28,000. So, this thing has had a gigantic sort of run. So definitely don't sleep on Wagme, especially if the game is launching right now and we're getting ready to have some opportunity. Terrarium is launching in less than, I want to say it's less than 60 days. They're launching their own exchange, which should do a little bit to move some of that price action. I'm not sure how much it's going to move it because as a startup, I don't know exactly how that plays out. I don't know if it's going to just start pumping right away. But as we get closer to the date of launch, then um, there's going to be a whole lot of people who spend a whole lot of time crying on Twitter that are going to spend a whole lot of time crying about that. I can tell you that. MetaMonkey is up 3.3%. DeConnect is up 2.2%. DeConnect had a big run, by the way. You can see over here, it went all the way up to 1851, dropped. It got that zero, still dropped, but it also dropped the $1 million market cap, which was big. Like that's a big move, by the way. And I was doing content just before we started this. I was doing content for DeConnect to start releasing some new stuff, like difference between a coin and a token, how you can trade using them. Volt 7569. Volt is having that moment where it's waiting. This week, there's going to be a tier 1 exchange. There's a lot of things that can move Volt, but Volt is in that spot right now where it's got the big market cap. It's got all the eyes. Everybody's kind of paying attention, and it has to produce nonstop. And there's it's this never ending. And you know what? Voltoshi has been up for it for the entire time. So I don't have any reason to think that he's not going to be. So, we'll see how it continues, but, I'm not really worried about it. I think that we're going to get a tier 1. We're going to get a surprise that comes, and then we're going to get Volta change. And then it's all going to just happen one after the other after the other. And that's, I think what he really wants to do is I think he wants to beat this all-time high up here. That all-time high is 36.47 with 5 zeros. So I think he really wants to get up into the 4s up here just to kind of set this off and say, hey, we did this already. Now it's time to take it up the next step. So I think that's the plan. That's the goal. That's what they want to do. So Boxer trading at 41.75, Shift at 39.71, Saitama 13.26, Phoenix 35.11, and Hulk at 46.83. Now, let's get back into chat and see if I missed anything here. All right. I think we're good on that. All right. So, yeah, the Asian markets are up right now. So here's what you're seeing right now. What you're seeing right now is, look at this volume up here. You see the volume continues to go up. So the Asian market, they are effectively trading right now. What you're not seeing is you're not seeing the market cap go up more than the 50% that it's already gone up right now. So what you're witnessing right now is that little consolidation period. We're kind of sitting here watching. I don't know if there's more pump left in this market right at this point right now. The DXY, by the way, it's coming down, but it's not coming down a lot. Excuse me. So we're not really seeing that big spike. What we want to see from the DXY is we want to see some clear downside right now, because if we see that, then we know that the crypto market is just gonna pump. And by the way, you are looking at Luna is starting to eat some of that red up that just happened. So we might be getting a nice little pump after all. So, it's still early. It's still going to take a few hours before we really get some confirmation, before we really start to see some good candles. It'd be nice. Look, we need a big relief here. And I don't know if 1,600 is the number. 1,700 is the number. I don't know what what's going to feel good for Ethereum, I don't know what's going to feel good for Bitcoin. I can tell you this. I can tell you that Bitcoin probably would feel good around 21.5. That would be a nice move because that would bust through, again, this gigantic level of support that extends here, across here, all the way back. And if I go back further, then I'm going to find more and more and more resistance throughout this entire level. So, we want to see more than that. We want to see a clear break into some of these higher numbers. 21.3 to 21.5 up here would be a nice little breakout. Then we want to start pushing into 23. We could not, for the life of us, by the way, get into where we really wanted, which was that golden pocket. You can see right here that when I had the golden pocket, I'm using the traditional, by the way, now. I'm using the 25.2, but I was using about 24.6. So you can see, like right here, we had popped into it for a little bit. Right here, we had popped into it for just a few moments. But listen, let me tell you, when you get into that golden pocket right there, there's literally no resistance. And if we use a volume profile and we really kind of zoom out a little bit and you start to look, then and let's do 4 hours, and oops. Then you see it right here. There's just no trade volume right there. And if we go to the day, we'll do this, Control R, and then we'll kind of zoom out here so that we can see. Now we're going back a year or so, and you can see like this is just an empty area right here with almost no trading volume except like downside. So upside once and downside the other. So that's where we are. That's what all this stuff is. This values are up, so let's turn that green, and the values are down. Let's turn that red. There we go. Now we can see that volume profile looks a little bit better that way. It's easier for me to it's easier to watch that way. So what else do we have on tap right now? Yeah, we're going to turn that off because we don't need that right now. Let's turn it back to 1 hour. And all right, so here we are. The question now is, where do we go? What's the next big play? And listen, if you guys are paying attention and you guys are watching, look at the daily right here on the Dow Jones. We've had 5 reds in a row. We've had 9 out of 10 reds in a row, and they've been significant each time. You can see right here that we got this big ass candle over here, which then started this entire big cascade, which of course, it's all cascading. We're looking for some kind of relief. And I think the market is trying to tell us that there is no real easy solution and real relief until we see the DXY start to decline, start to diminish, start to do something. So, I mean, guys, that's where we are. I hope everybody's I hope nobody's scared, because this thing do I like Shiba Inu? I do like Shiba Inu. I think that Shiba Inu is a great platform. I'm not heavily invested. I literally have like 300,000 tokens because I had to cash some out. And like I'm not cashing out the stuff that I'm really into. So I'm only going to cash out stuff that I'm not really that into, and I'm not really into Shiba Inu. So I'm just not gonna bother with worrying about it. If something happens, the way that I consider it, all the money's been made on Shiba. If I get into SHIB right now, then it would be safe to say that maybe 2,500, maybe 3,000 is going to be the local top right now. And that's at 1119. And that's going to be a lot of patience to get up there. And that's a 3x. I can get a 3x off Ethereum. You know what I mean? Like from the from the same people that brought me 4,900 Ethereum, which is 4x from here. Shiba, I don't know that Shiba is going to do that same run or is going to have that same pump. Maybe it will. Maybe it will, and I could be wrong. But I don't look. Here's the problem. Once you've done what Shiba's done, which they've broken the mold on. They've really in a lot of ways just really broken the mold. Okay, this is a meme coin that's turned into something else. When Shibarium comes out, they're going to be a blockchain. They'll officially be a coin. They'll no longer be a token. When all these things start to happen, how high can it go? Well, the answer should be way up here one more time, but it's not because it can't do that. And the reason that it can't is because now you have bone, now you have leash. So SHIB is no longer the governance, the controlling token in the entire ecosystem. It's not where the value is anymore. The value is going to be in bone. So how high can SHIB go? Again, that just becomes the question. So I'm not opposed to it in any way. I just, I don't think that I don't think they can go as high as somebody wants it to anyway. SHIB down 77 for a year to date. It sucks. Yeah, just because it's down doesn't mean that it sucks. It just means that there's not a market for it. That's not really sucking because by the same token, Ethereum is down by the same amount or somewhere very close to it. What is Ethereum down since the start of the year? I don't know what the start. Let's see. What was the start of the year? Right here. No. Nope. Right here. So we're down 70%, 65%. So we're down 65% here. So Ethereum is not dog shit, but if you look at the all-time high and you go with it, it's down 75%. So, it's all perspective. It's all about where you are. And again, we said 62% over here for SHIB. So SHIB is at here to y'all about 72%. That's kind of standard. Shit, XRP is probably down just as much, right? And we love XRP until that last pump. But a couple days ago, a couple days ago, XRP was doing the same thing. So, let's not kid ourselves with, here we go, right here to right here. It was down 67%. Now it's down 49%. So, is it possible to use the new BTFA logo and the Swing DAO logo, not the old BTFA logo? Thanks, believe. Yeah, that's what I'm using right now. That the one on the bottom left over here is the Swing DAO. So yeah, everybody should be using that. We should be moving past old BTFA stuff. By the way, there's a lot of stuff coming from BT. Sway called me today. We talked for a little bit because we had some crazy dude out there just getting mad, just getting hostile, just getting all not knowing what the hell he's talking about, but very nervous. Like sometimes you're as an investor, you're kind of nervous. So on the main cover, I'm sure it's look, things are happening and they're happening very quickly. Gala tokens, I have. Hold on, and I can actually touch. Actually, I can't from there. I got to go. Hold on. Yes, the answer is yes, but I don't know how much yet. Hold on. I have like 3 other wallets other than the one that I normally share with people. So, like y'all know when I'm rich because it'd be like, hey, well, Bleaves didn't log in for the last ever. Where the fuck did he go? Try the Mykonos Islands, mog. You know what I mean? Wiggity wiggity whack, wiggity 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 whack. Ooh, where did we go here? Ah, there it is. All right. So where are we? Which wallet? Okay, so wallet. We have 100,000 Gala tokens. Yeah, so we got 100,000 Gala tokens. I got a lot of weird shit in a lot of weird places, man. Like, just buy more tokens and hold on. You know what I mean? Like, just buy more and hold on. Just buy more and hold on. And then, like, this ridiculous thing here, I've got uh 20,000 Crow sitting in two different wallets, you know. But I like to listen, you should always have I don't believe in putting my things like into just one crypto basket because you never know which one is going to go crazy, right? Right now, I really thought, by the way, MetaMonkey would do better than it's been doing. And if we go look at MetaMonkey, I have no problem saying it. MetaMonkey has disappointed me so far, not because I don't believe in the technology and not because I don't believe in the people that are behind it, just because this market has been kind of shitty, right? And MetaMonkey is literally down below the launch price, right? So if I'm uh what's the weak stupid Chad? Yeah, if I'm a weak stupid Chad, then I'm probably crying about MetaMonkey AI because what did I want to do? I wanted to get in here. I wanted to get up here. I wanted to sell, and then I wanted to make a gigantic profit, and then I wanted to like move on. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to get my um, I wanted to get my pump on a little bit. I wanted to make a little bit, but look, I mean, this got $2.1 million in total liquidity on a $3.6 million market cap. It's not like these guys are going anywhere. The liquidity's locked. I mean, everything that you want. The AI technology, the Pulse wallet, the Pulse wallet is actually, I don't know what this thing is that is going on, by the way, but they're talking about government contracts and shit like that. So I'm going to be there for the Pure Wallet if the Pure Wallet has something to do with government, like right here. Pulled from a Korean article published in August. Blockchain for military and industry. I told you MMAI has access to some wild tech, didn't I? Projects that are looking to advance Web3 as a whole is where money goes. MMAI is definitely one of those. And that Pure Wallet, which is now part of MetaMonkey, is part of the blockchain for military and industry. Like what? What? Wow, people are about to learn the Pure Wallet, right? So, like, I'm into this thing for a little bit, and I mean, what's not to like so far, other than that dump that originally happened. It's I think it's going to pump. Like, I think it's going to have it's got technology behind it, and people are very rapidly going to find out, especially military people. you know Military people are going to want to get in here because they're going to want to change their lives. And if this thing gets on a run, like, if the way I considered it was this, the way I looked at this was right here. I saw this right here, and I saw 3.6 million market cap, and every crypto that has a good run goes to 300 million. That seems to be my lucky number. Cult DAO went to a $300 million market cap. Volt went to a $300 million market cap. Saitama went to a $300 million market cap. Shibnobi, they all went to $300 million market caps before they moved in one direction or the other. They didn't all stay and keep going higher and higher and higher because the market just doesn't do that, right? But all of the tokens, even Terra, did 300 million before it went up to a billion. So 300 million seems to be like a sweet spot for crypto, and that's where people seem to be pretty comfortable. Well, if I get this feeling that MetaMonkey has the technology, it has the resources, and it has the people behind it to probably push its way into the $300 million range. And if it pushes itself into the $300 million range, then that's 100x or almost 100x from where it is right now. And if I'm in for 1,000, that's close to 100,000. Like, if it gets to 200 million, I would probably take out, because it's like 60 grand, something like that. Like that's a good enough amount of money for me to take on this project and then just leave a bag in for it to go, quote unquote, to the moon, if that's the case. If not, then maybe I'll let it sit a little bit longer, get to 300 million, and then take out half or something like that. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot that you could do here when you're looking at this and thinking, like, Pure Wallet, all these things seem like really good deals. So you really got to think that, look, I got to think that the military, if this is all correct, this whole Pure Wallet thing, if this is not just some, and I don't mean to say that they would be disrespectful of the military or anything like that, but maybe it's not something, like, for me, in my mind, I say military and I see a defense budget behind something. You know what I mean? Maybe that's not it. Maybe this is just something that somebody in the military is part of. Like, I don't know the deal yet. I'm going to learn the deal just like everybody else. I do have friends who are part of this team that are insiders, but one thing that you will find about me is that I do not like using my friends for additional information, both for myself or for anybody else. Now, if you tell me something that's going on with your token, then fine, but I don't ask because I don't want to know, because I don't ever want to be somebody who tips that scale. I don't feel comfortable being that person. I don't mind telling you that I'm being paid for a promotion. I don't mind telling you that I believe in some project. I don't mind giving you what I really think, and I don't mind being paid to tell you what I really think. But I do mind being dishonest and telling you I don't like something. I used to be partnered with something called Phantom, and the Phantom token. Like, I defended those guys from beginning to end. Like, I took the bullets every day. You know what I mean? Because I still believe in those guys. I don't know that they believe in me, but I know that I believe in those guys. But I know that in November, that's when we'll get a working app and stuff like that. And I know that, listen, there's an underbelly of just seedy trash, just dirtbags, filth, scumbags, losers, dickheads, whatever you want to call them, right? There's just a seedy underbelly in this business of crypto, especially in like Uniswap and the degen communities, that it's populated by a lot of scumbags, right? Some of those scumbags were posting unflattering things about developers and their spouses and their families, and posting pictures of their houses, and like trying to record them, and then taking excerpts to show that they're lying, and just like cutting and doctoring and editing, and they're just crazy. And then there was another token involved, and that other token, those guys were trying to bilk other people out of money. Like, it's just there's just crazy shit going on. So I will just kind of wait and see what happens when this thing gets to market. So, but for right now, like, that's all I'm saying about those guys. You know what I mean? So, what do I think of Lunatics? I love the fact that Lunatics token does that. I love what Lunatics token does. I don't like the fact that I don't like the fact that it doesn't have a use case beyond that, because at some point, all you're doing, look, okay, so crypto at its finest is basically this: it's a transfer of wealth. The only way that you can add to wealth is by creating a use case that generates revenue. Lunatics doesn't generate any revenue. It doesn't do anything. Now, you can say, well, you can stake it. Well, that's not generating revenue. That's still transferring. So if it doesn't do anything, then anybody who invests in it is destined to lose, most probably. You have to remember, when we talk about these wealth transfers in cryptocurrency, those wealth transfers happen to the top 5% of every project. because they can afford to they can afford it. Look, I that's the only way to put it. The wealth transfers to them because they can afford it, and that's just, I mean, that's just crypto. You know what I mean? So if you don't have a use case, if you don't have a way to generate revenue, if you don't have a way to generate money, then what are you actually doing? Do you know what I'm saying? And again, I say that while saying that I recognize that their cause is to burn tokens and to make this Luna Classic thing even better by burning these tokens. But they burned 2 billion tokens, and now they're about to get passed. They've been doing this for 2 months. And in a couple days, they're getting passed by the 1.2% burn tax. They're now an irrelevant token in this big scheme of things. And no amount of thank yous, no amount of, man, you guys did a great job, no amount of that fixes that there's no longer a function in use. And very, very rapidly, we're going to start to see them start to fade away down the list of burns. You know what I'm saying? That Binance burn thing, I don't know if it's going to be part of that 1.2% burn tax. It's going to be part of this right here. But if you consider, and guess, listen, guys, you have to really consider. We're going to look at a calculator before I go. And this is going to be the final thing that we do before I go. But you guys need to see this because you're going to shit yourself. All right, so let's say we do $2.2 billion like today. So we're going to times 0.001. That's the fee that they're going to use to buy USDT. It's going to be USDT, and they're going to use that to buy and burn Luna tokens. Okay, that's $2.2 million. Now that's a day. So let's say that they do this, and they do this for 7 days. So times 7 equals, they now have 15,400,000. Now let's say that we have 15,400,000, and they want to burn, divided by the tokens for Luna Classic at the price that it is right now. So we're going to divide that by 0.0029850. How many tokens is that? That's going to be 51 billion tokens that they're going to burn. So in 1 week, Binance will have burned 51 billion tokens compared to everybody else. And here's the thing, it's only 0.1%. It's not even the 1.2% based on all those volumes. You know what I'm saying? So now here's the other part. They don't have $2.2 billion worth of volume. Their volume is more like 700 million, 1.2 billion. It does get up to, and it did get up to $2 billion, by the way, when there was a lot of trading. So it can happen over there. But, you know, even if you consider that it's 700, I mean, let's take a fairer look and say, if it was 700 million a day, that's 700,000, 700 million times 0.001, because that's the percentage. And then that's going to be times 7 days. And that's going to be 4.9 million divided by 0.0002998 right now. 16 billion tokens. So they're still going to burn 16 billion tokens. That means that they, in 1 week, are going to have burned more tokens than any of these people have done combined since the start of this. That's how much this is going to end up being. Like, people don't really realize, and nobody's going to realize until they see it the first time, exactly how many tokens they are actually capable of burning. It's going to be a shitload. Did I want to support Helsing? Yes, I did. And I still don't have a problem with Helsing. As a matter of fact, I played their game live on my stream a couple times, stuff like that. So, and yeah, Luna Classic going on Volta Change would actually be a great deal. So, if you consider, by the way, that this happened, right? We're talking about 16 billion. So 16, and then that's going to be times 52 weeks. That's going to be 832 billion tokens in the course of a year, just from Binance. So that's a lot. Yeah, so this 2 billion a day, that sounds about right, because we're talking about 500 million in volume or so. So there is significant burn that's going to happen. And the one thing to consider is what's going to happen to everybody when they see the first burn, right? When you see the first Binance burn and you're looking at 1.8 billion and you're looking over here and you're saying, well, who are the top burners? And you look at this one and it's 2 billion. And then you're like 1.8 billion. And then you're like 1 billion. And then all of a sudden Binance drops their dime on you and it's 30 billion. People are going to lose their minds. Like you don't really, I don't think people understand what's about to happen mentally when that happens, right? I think people are just going to go like, what? And they're going to see it and they're going to look over here and they're going to check that coin market cap volume and they're going to be like, oh my God, so what is the volume over here? 2.27. Okay. And then what is the volume on Binance? Well, the volume on Binance right now is $1.2 billion. And is that all the Binance right now? Yeah, so if that's all the Binance, because I thought there was Binance Turkey that was on here too. So let's do it by name. Yeah, Binance Turkey. So we've got $1.3 billion. So they have $1.3 billion that they're burning. So let's just say $1.3 billion. That's 1.3 million billion. So we got $1.3 billion times 0.001 means that we're going to have, oops, God damn it. I did 1.3. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and then we're going to do that times 7 days. Oh, fuck my life. Times 7 days equals 9.1 billion. And then we're going to do divided by 0.0029796. That's going to be 30 billion. So 30 billion tokens. When you see 30 billion, God damn, did I pick that right? Guys, I think round of applause for me. Jesus fucking Christ. Did I not just guess that and say 30 billion was what it was going to be? And it was 30 billion exactly. So whatever 30 billion tokens off of Binance over the course of 7 days, people are going to lose their ever loving shit when they see that, because then they're going to realize, oh my God, this could really work. And we're just talking about Binance. We're not talking about everybody. We're not talking about 1.2% burns. We're not talking about anything other than just what Binance is doing. So that is going to be crazy. So it's, by the way, it's not about the actual math on the burn. It's about what that represents. People are going to lose their minds. People will people will sell off every other token to get in on this, because suddenly people will understand what I think some of us already understand, that this is going to have one of those parabolic life-changing moments. And we're going to get there. Right now, we're just learning what we need to know in order to make that play and to make that move. Now, I said we were going to drop that zero. I'm not going to be right about that. I can already tell, because there's only a few hours left and we haven't had a breakout that's taking us up there like crazy. We need, once you see that Binance thing happen, once that Binance thing happens, which I think is over here. So I think, move this down, kick the can down the road a little bit. But I think once you see that first burn, people are going to be like, oh my God. And then something to consider, the volume on this was actually double that at one point. So imagine, if you will, first of all, that the price dumps. Imagine the price dumps and people are doing a significant amount of trading while the price is dumping. So imagine this price goes down back to that 18 that it was like just yesterday, right? So we have 1.3 million a day. 300 times 7 days means we have 9,100,000. But what if we're doing it at 1, 2, 3, 1, 8, 4, 9? Then that's 50 billion. So do you see how like this could get insane? This could get very parabolic very quickly. And we're looking at a market cap right here of 1.8. What if this market cap is 7 billion? Because it can go up to 7 to 10 billion, right? And when it does that, then we're going to drop a zero right here without burning any more volume with the current supply that we have. So take all of these pieces into consideration, and then remember, like this is not a drill. Something crazy is going to happen soon enough, and we're going to be witness to it all. And by the way, there are some big ass whales that are sitting on big ass bags of this big ass stack. By the way, if we had only taken our money right here at 1380, which we're going to move this down to 1380 and say that that's the number that it was meant to be to begin with. So if you took your money at 1380, then you're back down to 1360 right now. It doesn't look great, but I mean, it looks like it looks like we might be on a run, because that's, this is kind of the kind of drawdown that you want during a pump. So, guys, I don't know where we're going to end up tonight, but it looks pretty good so far. So it's gonna hey man, we've already done this, Carlos. We've already this is a done deal. Luna Classic is going to be on Volta Change, so don't worry about that. Hey, what's going on, man? All right, so guys, I hope I didn't miss anybody's. If anybody put in a chat here, a super chat, then let me go back here, make sure I got everybody. Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay. Whew. Torpor, what are you talking about here? Are you talking about BTFA, or are you talking about Luna Classic, Torpor? Oh, I think look, Luna's going to go crazy at some point. Right now, it's just a matter of time, and we need to see this whole thing play out. It's going to take a little while. Luna Classic, I would not unstake yet. Remember, like you don't have to unstake. You can do it for free up until the 29th. So there's no penalty. There's no 5%. But remember, all nodes will be burning all of the tokens that they get from that 5% transaction fee. And that 5% transaction fee is off of the staking. So 85 million stake. God damn. Hey, all you guys with all your 85 millions and millions of stake stuff, you're going to make it. All you got to do is just have a little patience, have a little faith. It's going to get pretty crazy for you pretty soon. So, and by the way, take your profits, make sure that you get your money back and get your money squared away, and then leave your moon bag in. So don't screw that up. This is life-changing stuff here. All right, guys, this is not financial advice. My name's Bleaves. I am always right. We will see you guys again for Breakfast with Bleaves in the morning, where we're going to talk about what happened overnight. We're going to look in. We're going to see what's going on with Ethereum. We're going to look in and see what's going on with Bitcoin. And we're going to figure this whole mess of cryptocurrency out, and we're all going to get rich. And if you all get rich and I don't, then you owe me. If I get rich and you don't, you'll never see my ass again. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. I'll be broadcasting from the Mykonos Islands, though. All right, guys, have a good night. We'll see you in the morning.